Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse is the channel. Thanks for coming by. Happy Friday, for sure. And what a week. I guess most of the Friday videos start off with, man, what a week, right? So I hope everybody was reading well. I haven't made videos lately. I really have been thinking about this kind of BookTube reflections and a 2 year kind of video or content for some time. My 2 years was the beginning of January, is January 1st. So it's been over 2 weeks. And then I was just finally like, okay, let's do it, in a live. I'm just gonna talk about 2 years. There's so many thoughts, and for sure. I'm not going to remember everything that I want to talk about, but of course I didn't write anything down either, right? Hey there, Jim reads too slow. Nice to see you for sure, brother. I can't wait for some Flannery O'Connor discussion. I'm ready for it. So I wanted to wait closer to the end of the month, for Flannery O'Connor, the violent bear it away discussion. But the time has come. The time has come now to just start getting into it because I can get pretty deep and awesome, I think. So if we do it, then we can just keep digging and have some time. Hey, Lane, happy Friday. Thank you for coming by for sure. Falcon, what's up, Tyler? Happy Friday. Hey, Alexa. Nice to see you, brother. Happy Friday. Agent, go away. I think somebody corrected me on a video saying it's not that hard. I think it was Rick Harsh. I know it was Rick Harsh actually. Yeah, thanks, Lady Jane Books. All it took was keeping on doing it and not letting myself stop myself, right? Wasn't a big fan, really. Nice. Yeah, everything that rises is must converge is what she was working on. Stories that she was working on might have, and stuff that wasn't published in her lifetime. And it's wonderful, completely wonderful, very cool. Comforts of home, very cool. It's great, but I the violent bear it away is very shocking and violent for sure. And it's a second read for me. I'll say that. Hey, Nancy. Happy Friday, for sure. Where's Christina? Where's Christina, right? Nice view from the woods. Yeah. Hey, Conrad. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. All right. So people see, there's Christina. Yes. Happy Friday, Christina. Thank you so much for coming by. I love it. I mean, like I said, second read for me. I'm going to get more into it later. I talked about it last week's live, so I'm not here to focus on reading like what I'm reading right now for sure. So much. I'm going to mention it, of course, and we'll talk about whatever. But there's so much to talk about the kind of differences in my thinking and my understanding myself as a reader because of being on BookTube and being part of a book community, big book community, for the last 2 years. Before that, there was no big book community, of course, right? We find this online. We find this on BookTube or Bookstagram, wherever we find the community. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Nick, happy Friday. And Nick, I'm gonna show your book tonight. I'm gonna show it tonight just because Nick was kind enough to let me see some of what he wrote, and the book looks amazing. I'll go ahead and show it, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. But it's something I want to talk about being here for as long as I have and having this kind of channel and doing content. Now I can meet authors just like regular people and be friends with the authors and read a buddy's book. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There is a lot of positive. I mean, it's there's almost a net, 100%. It's positive being on in BookTube land. It's just like what you bring to it, how you approach it. So I'm going to talk about that a lot too. how I approach it and my kind of thing. Hey, Jessica, happy Friday for sure. Thank you very much for well wishes and all that. For sure, everybody. Yeah, I mean, 2 years. Hey, Jack, we're gonna read some cool stuff, that's for sure. And now we know, you know, Jack at Rambling Raconteur started his channel right when I started mine. I feel a kinship with Jack. So Jack's right there with me. I probably will resonate with a lot of what I have to say about, um, you know, the the feelings of being a content creator for 2 years and seeing the community and what this is all. You should do Faulkner Conrad. Faulkner might be the best kind of Southern Gothic. As I Lay Dying is amazing. Hey, Greg. Another bibliophile reads is Greg over there. Thank you very much for coming by. I'm going to show the copy of Marguerite Young's Miss Mackintosh, My Darling, and I think we'll start there because that's where I kind of I had it just sitting right out here like that, so I could. This is going to be the first thing, and it's not to talk about the book. There's many aspects to this book being in my hand right now that is testament to a wonderful BookTube community and what is some of the best things about the community. In a video, Greg mentions and says that he has 2 copies of Miss Mackintosh, My Darling. And in seriousness and also in jest, I say I'd be down to take one of those copies off your hands because I don't have one and I'd love to read it. Later on, after that comment was left, we got in touch a little bit and he says, hey, you want to do a book exchange? I definitely will. What would you put up for, Miss Mackintosh, My Darling? So I have all my bookshelves and I'm talking about books all the time that I acquire and things like this. So I was like, well, what do you see that you like? I got books that, videos, dedicated videos to books that I have that are like signed or rare, things like this. So I was like, dude, if you want something, holler at me. And he picked out a few and I sent him that and he sent me this. So there was a wonderful book exchange, very fresh off a friendship, a book friendship. And that's what this is all about, really. And then what it comes down to is now it's being read by one of my favorite and most underrated. I guarantee most everybody watching my videos right now doesn't subscribe to this channel, but you should. And it is The Grim Reader. I know that Jack follows and maybe there's, the people that are in the chat might be hip to it. The core, because the Grim Reader is Kathy Grimm and she is wonderful and she is my kind of booktuber. She's going to sit there and talk about a book and tell you her experience with a book, very plain, straight. She's going to give it to you straight, how she feels about it, what she's thinking. And she's very, very smart. And to hear a very, very smart person wrestle with these big texts, and she's reading this right now. She's reading Miss Mackintosh, My Darling, just because she wants to. She read Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian very recently. She was reading Sebald. She was not a fan of Sebald. And it's great videos to hear her thoughts and wrestling with these texts. Now she's reading Miss Mackintosh, My Darling, and it feels like she's really falling in love with it. And I am so enjoying her content. Now, why do people not follow the Grim Reader? Why does she have like a small booktuber still? Because the Grim Reader does her own thing. She does vlog, weekly chronicles called the Grim Chronicles, a weekly vlog where she just talks about what she's read for the week. And it's wonderful content, but it doesn't, she's not spread out over all these different types of content and things like that. So I'm sure YouTube doesn't, suggest her. But you got to go. and I will link that. But also another underrated, very underrated channel I wanted to bring up along with that is Fiction Beast. And Fiction Beast, the reason I don't talk about Fiction Beast, totally different kind of booktuber than Kathy Grimm. The reason I don't talk about Fiction Beast very much is because his uh, content is very much geared for consumption, YouTube content consumption, and it's well done, very well done. But he has a lot more subscribers than me, and he's a bigger channel than me. He's still small. He's got like less than 7,000, but he's just under 7,000. But I was watching one of his videos right before starting the live, and it's so enjoyable. He did his favorite novels, maybe seven, I think, maybe 10 favorite novels from South America. So he talked about all the different countries and the best novels that they have to offer. It was wonderful. It was so freaking fun, I'm telling you. Of course Jack is married. Of course. Yeah. It's a great community. Hey, Fit to be Read. Happy Friday for sure. Nice to see you. Oh, As I Lay Dying is so fantastic. Wonderful. Yeah, it is coming out. I'm glad to get my hands on this. If I don't crack this before, then I'll go ahead and get the new one and read that because this one is, kind of collector's item at this point. Um, yeah, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. This had sat on my boy Greg's shelves for quite a long time. And we're reading Flannery O'Connor's The Violent Buried Away. I've already read it, but we're doing a Flannery O January, and with that, Christy Louise is reading the letters, The Habit of Being by Flannery O'Connor's letters, right? And I send her that book. So every time I'm seeing her with the Flannery O'Connor, the letters, The Habit of Being, I'm like, that was what was on my shelf for so long. And this is so great. It's so cool. So, yeah, right. That's right, Jack. That's right. Is Fit to be Read? Did you start on January 1st, 2020? I didn't catch wind of Fit to be Read for a long time. It's more of a recent find, but I love your content. See, these kind of produced like really well done channels, man, you guys rock. I love it. I love the content. Fit to be Read is very um energetic and has like a pitch to the content, and I really, really dig it. That's right. We go back before Steve Donahue was a wee baby. Oh no! Oh no! What did I do? Ah, there we go. Hey, Steve. Happy Friday. Nice to see you, brother. Yeah. I have a cat named Haku. Isn't that perfect? Steve leaves a Haku for me on Voxer, and I have a cat named Haku in my house right now. Hey, Travis. Happy 2 years. Thank you very much, sir. And I love Travis's stuff too. Yeah, it will be. It's one of the main ones that I've heard talking about. Um, it's gonna be cool. Hopefully it looks good. I'm sure it will. They're gonna put the effort into it that it takes. Very cool, Fit to be Read. Ha! That's right. I summoned the Donahue. Hey, Duncan McCurdle. How you doing, buddy? Happy 2 years. Thank you very much, sir. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. So, like these channels, Fit to be Read does so well like this, and Una and Crypto at the Codex Cantina do so well at this, right? And Fiction Beast does so well like this. These kind of, they got a production value. They do something with their presentation that makes it interesting. Um, Una and I have a great back and forth, and we've read now Pedro Paramo. So this kind of buddy read, constant buddy reading, is just a positive all the way through. of having this kind of BookTube channel. You can't, there's just nothing to say negative about that. Hey, buddy, Jose, happy 2 year anniversary. Thank you, sir. Oh, your 1 year anniversary is January 14th. Very cool, dude. Juan is a great content creator, and I can't wait to see where you get to, brother, because Juan has been blessed with that algorithm and created some content that got very, very popular. And Juan does a great job with presentation. And always, I like your style a lot because it's more, um, puppetry. Like it's costumes, uh, and just putting it together real. None of this computer edited kind of thing. It's really cool. Really good content. So we have a lot of content creators, like always. And I think Steve was my inspiration for starting my channel in a big way because I was like, man, I can really just turn on the camera, start talking, and then say bye and turn it off. And that's cool, you know? If I just talk about books, and I love to talk about books, and I would have great conversations with friends and people that read. So why not, right? Nice. Very cool. See? Yep. Well, um, it's really cool just to talk with people and have the community around. Um, buddy reads are gonna keep going on. I'd love to buddy read something with anybody that's here. Fit to be read. You were talking about loving some Ursula K. Le Guin. I'm going to show some of that coming up too because it's something one of these authors that I love to read, and I did love what I had read by her, but she's so prolific that I didn't read a lot. Right? Yeah, Dollar Tree Magic, baby. Dollar Tree Magic. It's so good. I would love to read Antkind, but I don't own it. And if I get Sunflower or if I get Antkind, I'm gonna read him. Kind of like how I was with Infinite Jest. I was like, oh, now that if I buy this, I'm just gonna read it. And I did it last year, because it was a big book kind of takeover. But Um, I'm not trying to read that this year, but we'll see how the Zohar goes. I'm reading the Zohar right now. It's a beast, and it's beautiful and amazing. And I'm gonna talk about it, but we'll see if we get to talking about it in the lives. I doubt. Yeah, nobody but it's with Steve. Ah, oh, it's so funny. Yeah, a lot goes into editing. It's Tex Gresham. Tex Gresham is the author. Um, I saw it on Instagram, and I hear it's really good. Hey, Mark. Steve beat you tonight, Mark. You read 6 Le Guins in 2021. Nancy, you are awesome. I read 2, and I love both of them. And they were The Lathe of Heaven and The Left Hand of Darkness. I decided to pull the trigger on Left Hand of Darkness right when I read Lathe of Heaven. I read them back to back because Jack actually responded to a tag that I made, 5 perfect novels, where you assert that 5 novels are perfect and give reasons why or whatever, right? And I put and Jack put Left Hand of Darkness on his. So, very cool. Oh God, I love Pedro Paramo. I'm gonna do some content on it soon, and I'd love to get together and talk with you about it if you want to. Look, is that a bot? Is it happening again tonight? Thanks, Greg. Very cool. Very cool. I love Charlie Kaufman's movies. I do love, I like his mind. You read one Le Guin but want more? Pick either one of these that you haven't read. Lathe of Heaven um, is fantastic. It's a quick read. Um, and I mean, dude, I love the first Earthsea book more than anything. It's so fun. I had a lot of fun reading it. I do need more Le Guin as well. Yeah, right. It was a great. That's right, Steve. That's why nobody buddy reads of Steve. He's just right. He's just breezing through books while we're all talking. I love Juan Rolfo. Jack, you're reading them short stories, if I'm not mistaken. Favorite Le Guin. My favorite Le Guin is definitely Left Hand of Darkness of what I've read. For sure. It's awesome. I got Rocannon's World. I haven't read that. I got an I got what did I got? It's The Telling. I haven't read it because I don't know, you know. It's like to say I don't know if it's going to be great, you know. But it's Ursula K. Le Guin. Everything I've read has been really, really great. It's ridiculous. Another bot, seriously. And so we were talking about giving somebody a reason. Nice. Very cool, Nick. Thank you. Yeah, dispossessed as always. Yeah, well, primarily fantasy, but she does whatever she wants. Dang, it got dark. Yeah. You're so funny, Christina. Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, Dispossessed. Word for World is Forest. People love that book. Yeah, Tombs of Autumn is cool, but the first book is just like so beautiful and innocent and dark and scary. You know? Yeah, there you go, Steve. That's what it is. I mean, it might happen. It's happened. The name, the name Noah, it's very popular where I'm at, anyways, in the southern United States. Hey Lee, happy Friday. Nice to see you. Nice. Thank you. Always coming home. Nothing but praise up on that one. So, guys, and see, I love this about the community too, because a guy, I did the Chatting Lit podcast, right? In the second year here, I've been able to network and really do some fun stuff with members of the community that are not on YouTube, that are doing podcast stuff, or maybe just jump on my channel and do a discussion type content, right? And I did the Chatting Lit podcast. It's a video that is where we're just all discussing Thomas Pynchon, just generally, like in a broad way. We go through our experience, where how we came to Pynchon, what we've read in what order, kind of stuff. Where you and we just talk about everything. It was fun. I can talk about Pynchon for a long time, right? But he said that he liked, say, Jose Saramago. He'd been to Portugal. He's been, he's got all his works, but he hasn't read them, and we were talking, so it's like, well, let's read some Saramago, and I'm like, yeah, okay, here we go, right? I have a love hate with Saramago, and it all stems from uh, primarily the Gospel According to Jesus Christ by Saramago. It's very well done. I mean, a fun read. All of Saramago is so well written. So it's just like that. It's good, you know? And so I was like, well, I'm going to read Saramago. I'm going to read his works unless I just write them off, get there. But I'm not there, like that. But I have like this love hate kind of thing with Saramago. So I'm reading another Saramago. We're gonna read Cain, and I'm anticipating to hate this book because this is another where Saramago is doing midrash on the Torah. So he's taking the story of Cain and doing something with it. We'll see what he does. But it's like, why is a devout atheist gonna perform midrash on Torah? It's weird. But it's and why it's done is, you can see why it's done, but it's, borderline like propaganda. He's propagandizing himself, his own opinion or his own thoughts about the world. So it's just, I don't really dig it. And it takes a little bit to get into it, to get to where you see what he's doing sometimes. And uh, you know, it has the potential to lead a lot of people just into complete confusion, the chapel perilous, right? where we don't want to be. We don't want to be stuck there, thinking that we're not there. That kind of thing, right? Yeah. I'd like to know too. Blindness was horrifying. Blindness is one of my top horror reads. Um, I did not want to think about that book. So, the first year on BookTube, the kind of things that I brought, nice. Lord Byron, right? I'll read it. I'll read it. Atheists can do midrash. He does it right there. I'm not saying they can't. What I did ask is why, other than to, just completely bastardize it and make, insert your own uh, belief system in it. But it's done in a very smart way and done in a way that, you know, is not going to be seen by, your regular kind of page turner, I guess, reader. The double was great. The double was good. I like it a lot. It's really creepy. Exegesis of Philip K. Dick. That's kind of thing that, I did pull it out because I love, what did I did pull it out. I had it right here. It's the Divine Invasion, because just recently somebody, and I'll link them. I'll figure out who it is. Somebody just did a very small booktuber that I follow, did a video on the Divine Invasion, and I love the well, by whose definition, that's what it comes down to, Steve. Right? For sure. Um, so I love the Divine Invasion. It was one of my favorite Philip K. Dick novels, actually. Really is. What's up, Brad? Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by, man. For sure. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's up, one? See, now we got the Steve and Brad. With Steve and Brad in the house, I got the hottest live on the planet, right? There's Mark. I mean, Mark gets an honorable mention. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and Kazanstakis, if I can say it right, um, gets a lot of, got a lot of backlash in this kind of thing, but still, he made it and all this kind of thing. But you know, the work gets this backlash, but Saramago is just like almost universally praised. He really is, you know, when I don't know if a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people that read it just buy into it and just keep going. That's the thing. A lot of people that read Saramago's work just kind of buy into it and just keep going, and then just are like, oh, that makes sense, when it doesn't, really make sense. Like what he does. So, when it comes down to it, you got to be more critical thinker, and if you do that, then it's gonna probably piss you off. because he's not somebody who sees the good in humanity. He's somebody who is very, like overcome with skepsis, overcome with being a skeptic. And I get that. Okay. I mean, I was a skeptic for a long part of my life, for sure. I get it. I get that. But I don't live in that spot. I don't want to be in that spot. And like that is not, it's not living, being a skeptic about everything. And then, I know that I don't know. So I'm smarter than everybody because I know that I don't know and just nobody knows. But I'm the only one that knows that because, it's just like, it's wild. It's ridiculous. Ubik is so good. I love Ubik. Hey, tell me why, Mark. I mean, I like Saramago, not in his, his opinion, but in his writing. I mean, in his imagination, for sure, for sure. Yeah, paper cuts, baby, paper cuts. Nice. Minority Report is and the story collection. I mean, that I have. It's a kind of thick binding. I brought critical thinking with David Foster Wallace. Um, it's ridiculous. Infinite Jest is ridiculous. I like David Foster Wallace's shorter stuff. He's really powerful writer. Uh, nice, nice, very cool fit to be read. Opinion. Well, yeah, exactly right. I mean, everybody has their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But like in a way, Saramago won a Nobel Prize for his opinion, you know? In a way. I mean, I haven't read all of Saramago. So I'm not saying that that kind of voice is prevalent or not. You know what I mean? So maybe I've said too much anyways, right? um do people really dislike him? I'm sure people really dislike him. Some, you know, but of course, like I say, I think he's universally praised. And too much. I do think so. I think that there's definite problems with Saramago's writing, in just its content. Like it making sense, right? In some ways. And so to do that, like I say, I mean, I enjoy reading Saramago. So I don't like some aspects of Saramago, but I do like a lot of others. So that's why I'm just kind of stuck. We'll see. Christina gets it. I mean, he's definitely full of himself, but a lot of writers are, right? I have to read it. I have to read it, Nancy. I'm going to read it. That'll be the next one. I'll need a palate cleanser after Cain. I can't believe I'm doing another, a biblical story like this from Saramago again, rather than just read something like I know I like something like The Double, right? You're so silly, Steve. I'm just speaking for me, bruh. Just me. Just me. And I mean, I got a lot of Saramago stuff. Yeah, right. I mean, people love Faulkner, and I mean, I'm never gonna read all of Faulkner's stuff, right? I'm never gonna read all that. And I mean, I do like David Foster Wallace a lot more than, you know, uh, Saramago. That's for sure. But, I really do dig that. I mean, I was a 90s kid, you know, and it's just, it is unique. It's so unique. It's never going to be done again. Something like that. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly right, Jack. And see, I mean, pretension is not. I would never hold that against a writer, somebody who's out there being a creative, because it takes a lot of putting yourself out there like that. Hey, Celia, I have not read Kane. I have not read it yet. I'm reading. It's coming up. I'm about to read it, so we'll see. Nice to see you. Happy Friday, for sure. Nice. I mean, I'll read a lot of Faulkner, but I really want to stay right in that pocket. Not pretension cancels greatness. Come on. I mean, you have to, I'm just in a general way of you have to think you have something to offer in order to even give something, right? So, what of Wallace's do I have yet to read? Ken Trapp, happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. I haven't read Brief Interviews with Hideous Men. I haven't read Girl with the Curious Hair, and I haven't read uh, The Pale King. So, and I got them all. I have all those. But, I wasn't really wanting to even focus on, you know, uh, David Foster Wallace this last year. That's just something that happened. Yeah, Steve. So, like, that's another thing about this last year of BookTube very much. And I think going forward too, that the community and being part of the community and this kind of thing, that now is very much part of my reading life going forward, my reading life as it is. You know what I mean? Nice. Yeah, you should read something, Christina. It's great writing. I mean, I think Mark, I read all kinds of opinions and writings, not stuff that I just agree with, which is why I'm reading another Saramago now too. But it's not that I don't agree with his opinion on in the gospel according to Jesus Christ. In that video, I think I made it pretty clear that it's just this kind of thing that um he was creating a straw man out of a culture, the Jewish culture, created a straw man out of them, and then proceeded to undermine it, show it as false when it was false to begin with, not because of the culture as it is on the face of the planet Earth, but of how Saramago characterized it and made, you know, his argument, which is not really like an argument in the book. It's just plot. So it's just how it goes. How it goes. Yeah, exactly right, Tyler. I think like that. He's set that he's right and that he's the smartest guy in the room. And that's just it. The fact that he's an atheist and has this kind of propagandized fiction out there, and that's not exactly what it is that gets me about Saramago the most. That kind of thing is something that makes it that if it's if it is mostly this for Saramago, then I'm not going to read all of his stuff. But I really, really do enjoy reading him. Right, right. Something like that. And he doesn't, come out straight with it. Yeah, right. Yes, Pogs. Y'all are so funny, I swear to God. Oh yeah, they do. Well, of course. But they call it dogma. Is that right? They call it dogma. So, some of the best stuff, my favorite stuff that I do on the channel is explore Buddhism. And I'm reading the Zohar now, so going forward, there's going to be at least a series ongoing through the next year of Zohar and Western esoteric belief set like that, right? and explore that. So going through something, I have 3 videos going through one of my favorite of all time, the Lotus Sutra. And, I just don't know if people are down for more like text exploration. Because see, the Diamond Sutra, this is one of the greatest, but you see how small it is? It's so packed, it's so meaty. It's very deep. You can just explore it, and it has a lot of kind of commentary and exploration that's been done over 1,000 years or more, right? This kind of thing is something that I could do a video on but doing a video on and doing content on other Buddhist sutras that I love, but exploring them, I don't know how I could do unless people are just really down for an exploration, like a kind of a more complex getting into Buddhism kind of exploration. I don't know how I could do it in a way that is, just kind of fun for anyone to watch and say at the end, wow, that was interesting. I might, and if something was interesting enough, maybe you'll look more into it, something like that. Right? Because these sutras are very complex a lot of times. They are I'm not reading the Kama Sutra over this next year. Um, might be a gap in the channel's content, no pun intended, but we will see what's in store in the future. I'll never say never. Let me tell you. There's the Divine Invasion, Philip K. Dick, baby. I might do some exploration on Philip K. Dick's exegesis, going at that a little bit in conjunction with exploring some Gnostic ideas, because I love it, and then to put the Gnosticism up against different things, because it is a very interesting kind of idea. Gnosticism. I don't, whatever. I could go all over, but it's just like, who likes, BookTube likes a lot of talk about fiction, right? And so one of the things that is so amazing, and it happened on my 1 year anniversary, and it has gone all the way through to my 2 year anniversary now as a booktuber, and that is getting turned on to wonderful, amazing works that you don't know about. And Ami over at Ami 1649, open parentheses, close parentheses, that guy sent me Borges Collected Fictions last Christmas 2021. So I got it, and I started reading this and found a TBR twin of reader that I love to read with and explore fiction with, and that's Yasmin at To the Lit House. And it's just been an amazing experience, a wonderful experience, community wise. Ami and I have a great friendship, and Yasmin and I as well. And then book reading wise, because Borges is one of the most amazing treasures that has ever picked up a pen or sat down at a typewriter and wrote for us, because I could say so much. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Book Nick. Oh, Bookish. Brian, thank you so much, brother. I thought you were Book Nick there for a second, another channel, but Bookish. There we go. I was getting misty eyed a little bit talking about Borges. So pardon me. I love the community. That's what it comes down to. You missed a lot of community talk. Most of the time I've been just talking. The spine is broken. I'm getting a hardcover. I'm getting a hardcover. Okay? Look at this. I got the hardcover poetry. Bam. I got the soft cover just like this. Non-fictions. And then the fictions. But this one will be, I will read this. You see my tabs? Um, this is as far as I've gotten. Okay, we're reading Brody's report right now, the collection Brody's report. And so I'm over halfway through all, his collected fictions here. But I can't wait. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Perhaps the greatest of all time, for sure. Roberto Bolaño said, um, I'd be happy living under a table reading Borges. Just living under a table reading Borges. As long as you can read Borges. Oh my God. Oh no, Nancy, stop. Y'all are so funny. I swear. Fried spam sandwich, baby. Y'all are so freaking funny. Never in my house. Not growing up. We did have bologna sandwiches. Nothing is as it seems. That's right. There's a book. There's a book flowering out of the middle of this book. But, I haven't cracked any of the later parts, so we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. You see, there's one in the middle pretty big, but then one over here on this side starting, been started, maybe a couple over there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Y'all are so funny. Oh my God. Nice. Bologna for sure, but not. I never did the spam. Pan fried spam. Hey Trish, happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. I have so much great Borges left. Thank you, Michael. Um, I'm reading through it chronologically, you know. So chronologically, starting with the universal history of infamy, and now I'm with Brody's report. So I love fictions and the Aleph, and I love the Maker, and I love In Praise of Darkness, what I've read from it. I there's so much good. Nice. There's so much good in Borges. Nice. Y'all are so freaking funny. Yeah, fried bologna sandwiches. That's what we were on in my young household, right? Olive loaf. I don't know olive loaf. I've never had an olive loaf. Not at all. Um, being turned on, being part of the community and having a community of readers around like this is amazing. It's not been in my experience before any time in my life. The most time was like when I was in school, when everybody was reading and people who read for fun, they were the ones carrying a book or had a book or you saw a book in their car or whatever it was, right? So you start talking about books. Now, there's just book recommendations every day, all the time. I can talk to people about books. They can give me recommendations in their content, and it's wonderful. So there's so many new to me authors that I've got into because of them just being universally loved on BookTube and by the community and all that kind of stuff, right? Exactly right. Yes. This is my life. This is my life. Yeah, exactly right. It's all good. I like it. You know what I mean? I just finished reading Pedro Paramo. Nothing will weird me out anymore. What an amazing book. What an amazing book. Olive loaf. Oh my God. Seriously. Oh no. You are too funny. So some authors that, are like new to me authors are Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf, I never read anything by her. This last year I read Mrs. Dalloway and I read The Waves. and they're freaking awesome. They're freaking awesome. I will say that I loved The Waves, and I loved it maybe more. It's a more ambitious work. It's a bigger work. I did enjoy it more, but I can't wait to just read Virginia Woolf. And I look at Virginia Woolf kind of like a female David Foster Wallace, with how, hyper aware she seems to be, and knowing everybody, knowing, get him, Jack, get him. I bet Borges did. Borges didn't put up any pretense, right? That Trish, I love you being by here too. Thank you so much, everybody. You make everything so freaking fun around here. Nice. Nice, Tyler. I can't. Oh, no. Tyler, I saw your video on it. I didn't watch the video. I saw it pop up and I didn't watch it and I didn't even check how long it was. I don't know anything about it. But you called it what I put on my thumbnail. My Mrs. Dalloway video on my thumbnail, I say a day in the life. Maybe like a World War II day in the life, or a World War One, something. I don't remember what I wrote on it exactly, but very cool. Nice. Brian, come on. Brian, come on. What? See, Steve left. Or Steve ain't paying attention right now because he be talking smack about Brian being here. Y'all are too funny. Yes, sir. Oh no. Oh no. Weird and a bit off the wall. Well, I mean, David Foster Wallace was pushing the absurdity to the farthest level with that, but just in the hyper realistic, just in like the mental, what I think it must have been like, to live in that kind of head. I think that, I mean, they both committed suicide. They both were hyper intellectual and very perceptive, like in a very minute way about an amazingly broad scope of things. Yes. Yes. Go for it. Yeah, exactly right. Nice. I'm gonna read To the Lit House. I'll read anything that Virginia Woolf writes. I mean, I'll read it all, and I got a lot. I think I might read Orlando next because I'm intrigued by what she might be doing with it. The only way to know is to read it, right? Yeah, right. A little. So good. I am so happy to have read another and given a chance to China Mieville. This was another buddy read action, and Mark Richardson was in on that with the Bryants and stuff. We read Perdido Street Station. It's one of the greatest experiences reading with the community that I've had based on the strength of the book. It was so good to experience this for like the first time with a group of people that nobody knew what to expect. And we did it, and it was mind blowing. One of my favorite memories of all time of, this BookTube community journey. And so it's a buddy read, right? You know what I mean? This kind of thing. It, you know, if you ask this kind of question, you get all these answers that everybody's going to say. They're the go-to answers. Oh, well, we like buddy reading. We like, talking about books with the community, having content or having comments, these kind of things too. But all the interactions and the reading, but really in actuality, it is true that is one of the greatest and wonderful aspects of what we do here. And it's, it's part of everything else. You can't, if we weren't buddy reading, if people weren't buddy reading with each other, then everything else would kind of fall apart. You know what I mean? In a way, we're not out here just putting out content and then not at all taking part with community. Even those that don't uh, jump into quote unquote buddy reads, when they are commenting on Instagram or on the YouTube videos, there's a lot of people that take part with me in reading books that are not content creators. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So every read's a buddy read. So many times on my videos, I get comments saying, I just read this. This is what I think about it. And they're giving me aspects about it. And what do they want? They want a conversation. We want a conversation about this kind of thing. And then if you have a conversation about it and they read it at the same time that you did you not buddy read it? Are you not, able to go full on, full spoilers? Thoughts on Updike? I haven't read a lot and I won't, you know, this kind of thing. Um, unless you give me your favorite with somebody like that that's prolific and you don't know where to start to really know what they're about. Perdido Street Station is phenomenal. Uh, if enough people tell me this one book is what you need to read about Updike, by Updike, and you'll get it and you'll know it, and you'll know if it's for you. You'll know if this is his best work. This is his best showcasing what he does. Then I'll read it. But you know, when I see a big author like that, it takes a lot for me to pick up their books and say, what are they about? When you see at the thrift store, you know, uh, copies of their books all the time, that I'm just like, yeah, it is. It's amazing, amazing. Yep, yep, yeah. Yeah, I love the waves and a room of one's own. And see, and she does these kind of nonfiction, and I have her freaking diary, volumes, multiple volumes. It's gonna be a joy to get more into Virginia Woolf. Hyperion is so freaking good. Yes, I can't wait for you to get the whole thing, Mark. I'll walk to the lighthouse with her for sure. I will. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fit to be Read does love Hyperion. I saw that. I love the whole series. I love the Hyperion Cantos. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite sci-fi series of all time, even more than Dune. I mean, Dune is amazing. I can't really say it's more than Dune, but it might be. It's amazing. It's so freaking good. Yeah, there we go. That's what I do. I'm happy I did, Mark. And see, and that's another thing. There's this validation. There's always this validation, and we care about each other. I can't tell you how many times I go to start a live or I'm talking on a Friday, and I have these thoughts and this feeling that nobody's going to show up. Nobody cares. Noah, no, nobody's watching. Nobody is wondering what you're up to. They don't care about your thoughts about your reading or something. Like what are you doing? And with the community, you guys, in a really authentic way, this kind of thing. You said it, and it's just like that. It's this validation that really encourages people and fosters community and builds people up. And, I mean, I had that kind of thought tonight. It doesn't go away. We constantly need this from each other. We need fellowship. We need community. We need each other and that kind of thing. Right. So this is a place for that. BookTube is something that is perfect for that. It's very encouraging and loving towards each other. It is. Yeah. That was a great video though, Jack. You really do great on the wake. Yeah, Rabbit Run. Okay. I'll keep it in mind. I'll see it at a thrift store like the next time I go to a thrift store. Henry James. I can't get into Henry James. Thank you very much, brother. I really enjoy your content too. And I love the Friday lives. I'm really, really happy that I started doing this because this is the kind of thing that, you know, uh, is exactly what I want from BookTube. This is exactly what I want. Kill an turn on, come here, kill an hour with the community, right? It's great. Um, you guys are so fun. Everybody is having a good time. It's just wonderful. Yeah, first editions at the thrift store for sure. All the time. All the time. Wow. I mean, when I read the wake, I read it out loud mostly. You know? I mean, I've read it off and on for years now. And yeah, I mean, I fall into reading it out loud every time I read it. For sure. Who did a reading of it? And I mean, it would be hard for me to do a reading of or to listen to it and not be critical of what I'm listening to, but you do have to like pronounce it in in an Irish way, it seems, in your head to get things. So it might be very, very helpful to do that, actually. Mark, I'll open a Patreon. I'll do a Patreon only video. We'll do it. That'll be a Patreon only. Y'all are so fun. Nice. Nice, Conrad. Well, I mean, see, we got some fans of Updike. I don't know. And see, that's the thing too. The community is vast. People love stories. And we love what makes a story a story. You know? The actual, characters and plot, and some things are confusing, some things are intriguing, sometimes some things are sad, heartbreaking. But all these different things are all these different novels or all these different stories. And we found and the BookTube and the Bookstagram communities are there because that passion still exists. It's very validating. It's very validating for creators. So thank you very much, y'all. I think I'm gonna cut it there. Um, I will just say one more thing. Um, because you're in a community, you meet all the people who their passion and dream is not a hobby, maybe like mine, of just doing a booktube channel just for fun, right? It's not a passion or a dream of mine to do what I'm doing right now. This is for fun and a hobby and because I love it, and it is a passion, but it's not, um but people are out here in this community who it is their passion to create these stories for us to write. And so it's cool to come in contact with those writers. And I can't uh, be anything but grateful for Coronasamas.press for introducing me to wonderful authors. And Rick Harsh himself is an amazing, amazing author. And then also independent authors or self-published authors in the community. Nick Voro, Conversational Therapy. Nick Voro is in the chat, but he's also an author and on Instagram. That's where I found out, met him, talked, and all this kind of thing. And I mean, just a great guy. And then D. Dishman, Dryland Fish. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But here's a real writer. Their passion is on display. Their courage, they're putting themselves out there and all that. And we're here, the community that loves what it is that they want to do. So I love the idea of just like giving them a chance and having that and going for that. And we are doing that. There's a lot of booktubers that focus on independent and small press. And I love that community. There's so many parts of the community. I'm missing a lot. I'm missing a lot. I bet he did. I love I love hearing Wallace's critiques of other people. Wallace loved Borges for sure. Oh yeah. Mm. Waiting for Noah. That's funny. Nice. That's funny. Never had an unpublished thought. That's good. Well, we'll see. Yeah, they don't. I don't. They don't stand up to time. That's how I kind of chalked it up. Not having read it, but just like in my experience of seeing the books and what I have read as far as reviews or what I've come in contact with about Updike stuff is just like that. It's just not something I'm interested in. It's dull, fuddy duddy. Maybe I don't know. Thank you very much, y'all. I can't wait. I can't wait, Jack. Y'all are going to love it. Y'all are going to love it. All right. Thank you very much, y'all. Happy Friday. Thanks for crushing an hour with me. This has been, fantastic, just like every single Friday. I can't thank the community around me enough. It's so inspiring. And catch you on the next one. Bye bye.